Hi everyone, Soul17, let me first, like usual, I don't own the picture, not pay video, okay, so here's the thing, came back after 2 years of this, I'm basically, I'm gonna kind of make a new what ifs, again, Christmas thing, but I'm gonna make some, try to continue some old what ifs. There's just because of school and everything, I've been not making what ifs as much as I like to. So, in a sense, well, I'm gonna go back and make some old ones and some new ones. Like, basically someone give me a suggestion for Soul Eater Deku. Isekai. So yeah, if anyone watched Soul Eater, I'm gonna probably make that in the future. But I'm gonna finish this, finish this series, because this is technically gonna be the last fucking part. I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna be the last effing part. So, reasons why, because, I don't see anything else happen afterwards, even though we have a whole bunch of things. Izuku does have one for all. He's a nomu. He literally has been experimented on to become something that could basically rival All Might. In a way. So, yeah. I just don't see anything else happen afterwards, like Izuku can do his own thing, and I'll just show you. So, well, somewhat. So, yeah, last part, I'm going to go back and work on Deku What Ifs. If you guys wondered why I haven't done that, guys or girls, basically, everyone, it's because I just kept on getting tired of, I just wanted to work on something I like, and then I kind of got bored of, not Naruto, bored of basically Deku, and it was just like, also, I kept on having a friend that kept on talking to me about Deku What Ifs, and it was just like, it wasn't really that, interesting no more. Doesn't mean I don't like to do Deku What Ifs. I know I could probably do anything else besides Naruto. It's just for some reason, I've just been doing Naruto. I don't understand why, it's just, I've been doing it, and it's just meh. Like my brain just says, just do this. You came up with the idea, so just do it. So yeah. So, hopefully hopefully I can get back into, basically the Deku What Ifs are gonna be popular again, hopefully. If not, still making videos no matter what. Including if I get 0 views. Legit, I'm not lying. But enough of this. This is gonna be a short one. Oh, that's the truth. Overhaul's not gonna really survive. He's literally gonna. I'm gonna do what. You'll see. You'll see. But it's from a series I like, and it involves elements. But yeah, you'll see. So, part 4, final part of the series. Just final, just final actually. So yeah, so Deku became a Nomu. So last time we left off is basically Deku finding Hasashi in America and legit find out that Hasashi was a villain. All for One basically becoming like a stepdad to Izuku. Well, or became a stepdad. I haven't watched all of them, so I believe it basically is or isn't yet a father to him. If it is, then great. If it isn't, then alright. So, in a sense, basically, everyone kind of surprised that Inko was probably surprised mostly when she finds out Hasashi actually had another child that actually has a quirk with another woman in America, which they're getting along pretty well, but they've also agreed that she will help her raise Hana, while basically Inko raises Izuku with basically All for One. But, All for One says he does not mind helping out, basically, her with, raising, Hana, too. Which, Hana's mom was actually quite surprised. He goes, I may be a villain, but, let's just say, I've changed due to a certain reasons. Basically, Inko just pats his back. So, yeah. So, let's go a couple of days into the future. 2 days, time skip. So, Zuko and Hana basically are just hanging out. Basically, Tomura, Shigaraki, just like, hey, Zuko. He's like, yeah? When you gonna go save Eri? Well, that girl from Overhaul. He's like, right, hold up, let me see. I think I would probably make a schedule for it, right? He was like, no, you just came back and then found out you also had a sister. And he's like, right. Basically, he kind of just like, Zuko literally calls up for like, info broker. He's like, hey, it's me. Yeah, hey, can I, basically this is the League of Villains info broker. He's like, hey, can you tell me about if the heroes are gonna go after Overhaul? Like, they are? A raid? 3 hours? What location? Huh? Okay, thanks, bye. He's like, I'm gonna go save Eri. He basically gets up and basically gets on his boots and such and jacket, which he's like, you're just gonna go in there? No plan? Recklessness, endangerment? Don't even care about yourself? He was like, yeah, pretty much. Let the League of... wait. Hold up. Maybe I could get some people inside. Nah, I'll be good. No, it's Zuko. It's like, bye mom, bye dad, I'm going. Which is, and goes like, sweet, where are you going? So, save a little girl from a crow wearing, jerk. It's like, you mean a piece of crap that basically should die? Not overall, but Over One says, which basically goes like, yes, why? He's like, alright, here. He's like, huh? Come here. He's like, okay, what? Basically, he gives him basically another quirk. He's like, huh? Well, more than one. He goes, you have the ability to stick onto walls, you can also turn invisible, and now, basically, you have basically see things in slow motion. It's like Danger Sense. He's like, huh? Danger Sense, a previous user, one for all. It's like, oh, thanks, Dad? He's like, no problem, now go. Which Inko's like, go save her and make me grandma. He's like, I'm not gonna become her papa or father. Which basically Inko's like thinking to herself, yeah, I have a feeling that's gonna happen. So, yeah, mother's intuition. So basically Zuko literally goes and he basically actually made some pretty good time since he actually uses the roof. Remember, blood and basically, fire. So, in a sense, Izuku's, using his blood to basically swing himself to the location. He gets there right on time. Well, right when they basically... Well, actually, no. 3 minutes after they started the raid, which Izuku's like, crap! Okay, how do I work on this invisible... As then he just realizes he's already becoming invisible. He's like, that works. Well, camouflage, too. Huh, so my clothes will also become invisible. Why do I have a feeling someone already has this quirk, but I just got a better upgraded version of it? Never mind. Nothing of that. So Zuko literally jumps into the area and literally follows Sir Night Eye. So in a sense, yeah, as soon as basically they get that whole entire site, that secret door open, basically for some reason Sir Night Eye feels like he was just pushed out of the way, and Zuko's just running. Basically, with his experimentation, making him faster, stronger, and all that, he's able to legit outrun Mario. Even though he's facing through walls, Zuko's already dashing through. And I would say after a bit, he does get to where Eri, where Overhaul is, where he's holding Eri. So, Izuku's going to basically run in, but he's not, but then he stops. He's like, wait, okay, think this through. Have a plan. This guy Overhaul, I don't really know much about his quirk and anything, so maybe I should let someone come in and, So Zuko, while he's thinking, he basically hears a scuffle. Basically, it's Mario and what's happening. He even sees Overhaul basically kill one of his guys, so Zuko's thinking, yes, that's my perfect chance. So, Mario does his thing. He basically given Zuko information and such, and then right when basically the whole entire open new area, basically when Overhaul has a pure advantage, Zuko sees the blood on one controlling it. So right when basically I want to say one guy was gonna shoot Mario with the quirk, shoot Eri with the quirk erasing bullet, Zuko already shoots basically. He basically grabbed the blood. It was like a ball of it. So basically he shoots 3 little blood needles at the guy, paralyzing him. His hands are literally controlling it. And basically try to shoot Overhaul with it, with the quirk erasing bullet, which basically, the dude fires overall blocks. He's like, "What the hell are you doing?" He's like, I don't know. And then basically he just hits himself in the face and gets knocked out. Which this causes, basically Mirio, Eri, and overall on guard. Which then, basically, Zuko's just saying, well, I mean, you guys seem like you guys are having pretty much fun. How about I join in? Which, Zuko just jumps in, basically, stops being invisible, which he was like, wait, who are you? He was like, doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm here for the girl, so. There, that little blood bowl, basically, that was basically in his hand. Now he just, makes it into, a little javelin. He's like, and you, I mean, you don't deserve to live. So he basically throws the javelin, little blood javelin, overall blocks, but Zuko already knew this was going to happen, so he ran in. Basically, when overall basically touched the wall to destroy it, Zuko was already invisible, which he's like, huh? Where is he? And, well, smacked, punched, kicked, heck, all of a sudden firewall basically separates Mirio from Eri, basically only making sure it also, keeps him and overall basically out of it, which Eri's like, wait, what's going on? Basically she tries to look back, even the exit's, blocked off by fire, so we're always like, wait, you're that kid that was captured. Why are you basically helping the heroes? He's like, helping? I'm here to put a guy like you down in basically 6 feet under. She's like, what? Getting rid of quirks is all good and all for basically villains. It says quote unquote basically like you guys. But hey, you're just really annoying. He's like, huh? As basically Zuko literally, would disappear again. A few minutes later, he gets kicked in the face and flying. Basically, all of a sudden, blood basically, shots out of Zuko's wrist, pulls him to it, and then basically all of a sudden creates basically a blood katana and slices off one of, Overhaul's arms, which he's like screaming out in pain. Basically all of a sudden Zuko makes the blood harden around the wound, but in a sense though, he's also controlling Overhaul like a puppeteer. He's like, wow, I really forgot I could actually do this. He's like, what? What do you mean? He's like, I have blood manipulation, duh. You don't know what that means. I can manipulate everyone's blood. If I wanted to, I can make your heart stop. Or burst. Depending. But, I think he basically moves his hand, a little bit as Overhaul's, by Izuku thinking, Overhaul's right, basically arm, twists it until it basically, basically cracks, not breaks, but basically enough to the point where it just twists it, which, bone sticking out. So he's screaming out of pain, basically Mirio goes like, what are you doing? He's like, easy, do your guys' job. Which, Izuku then basically has fire, basically with a snap of a finger, fire from the wall will suddenly shoot out towards Overhaul, and basically hitting him. Burn him slightly, just enough to basically he's unconscious for the pain, and Zuko literally just turns invisible and runs towards the wall. Basically, fire. So he would jump right through it, or every see someone jumping through the fire, and legit, basically, all of a sudden, basically someone's appearing. He's like, hey, I'm here to save you. She's like, but why are you not being with the heroes? He's always like, well, I mean, I'm my own type of hero. Don't worry. You're gonna be safe, alright? But, wait. As Izuku touches her forehead, she was like, warm. Basically, so she basically gets into Izuku's arms, as then the firewall's going down both ends. Basically, when Mirio sees Izuku holding her, he's like, hey, let her! He basically just grins, and all of a sudden they both turn invisible. Like, now you see us? Now you don't. Try to find us, Lemillion. And yeah, Izuku does get out, does start running. Since no one can basically see him, it's really kind of hard, basically, for anyone to, find him in Eri. But he does go to Eri's room, be like, anything you need, anything you want, basically, she says no. He's like, okay. So, I want to say this. When Izuku basically is trying to leave, basically there is Sir Night Eye. He's trying to find, like, where is, Eri and such, and all this. They did find the quirk of Merson Bullet Lab. They found Overhaul. And it's just like, when Aizawa heard it was some kid with green hair and green eyes, he's like, Izuku Midoriya, where is he now? He's like, I don't know. He just disappeared with everything. He's like, come on. How can one kid do this much? Which Izuku's thinking to himself, wow. I didn't know I was really that much of a problem child. Which for some reason was basically Eraserhead looks over in the direction where Izuku was, which Izuku's like thinking, crud! He narrows his eyes, but then basically certain eyes like, Eraserhead, come on, this way. He's like, right. He looks back for a few minutes and just leaves. So Izuku's like, okay, let's get out. So yeah, he just runs. People, hear the noise and stuff, so they don't know where it is. But as soon as Izuku gets out, he literally just starts jumping. Jumps towards the building and just runs up it. Which, he covers Aries, eye, so she doesn't know. So, what happens next is that he's like, after he comes out of invisibility, he's like, alright, Eri, we're going back to my place, alright? She's like, alright, who are you? I was like, well, Izuku Midoriya. She goes like, can I call you Papa? He's like, what? He goes, you're nice. You seem to care about me. So can you be my Papa? He's like, He basically looking at her, basically, she just tilting her head, and he's like, okay, fine. I'll become your Papa. She's like, she's basically about to say yay, but he like covers her mouth, he's like, makes it sound like shh. She was like, yay, and stuff, and like, he just sighed like, mom's intuitions. So he just smiles at that and just runs off. He does get back over to, to basically the base. His basically home. Where he was like, I'm back, and I got the little bean. In which, as soon as he says that, Inko's there. She's like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. Basically, she does see Aries kind of scared. He goes like, she goes, Papa, who is this? And I'm like, basically, it was like, crud. Which Inko's like, I'm a grandma! Moment, which she's like, grandma? He's like, that's my mom. She's your grandma. Which, her eyes widen. She wants to smile, but she can't. Which Izuku says, I'm gonna have to help you with that, aren't I? She just goes, what do you mean? He's like, you need to smile. He goes, I forgot. He was like, that's what I mean, I'm gonna help you. She goes, really? He goes, yeah. So, let's enjoy our time, alright, Eri? She goes, right, Papa. So, basically, when Izuku looks up, he sees everyone there with a grin. Izuku just sighs and be like, this is gonna be long. So, what happen, since I don't really know much about, what happens after the series, I just know bits and pieces, like Izuku versus Shigaraki. Finally. Instead of Izuku basically having to leave in UA, well, he's done a lot of things from the shadows. He's basically been taking down fakes. He's been taking down villains. Basically, that are the bigger crime ones. Small ones, that are like given, like basically that are being like the real crappy ones have also been getting captured, released and such. But Izuku has killed quite a few people. Shigaraki and the League of Villains still go on. But they basically to do with Overhaul. Let's just say this. Overhaul gets a weird meeting by, All For One. He's like, greetings, Shizaki. He's like, you're All For One. What are you doing here? He's like, oh, quite simple. I'm here to take something. Or should I say, give. He's like, really? He's like, yes. I'm here for just that such a reason. He's like, alright. What is it? He goes over and touches Overhaul's head. He takes his quirk, which everyone heard her screaming. There's a video footage of basically just All Might there just seeing it. Because All Might was basically visiting because he wanted to get answers because of Izuku Midoriya. Which, even though the report said he wants to hear from Overhaul. So, in a sense, he sees All For One taking Overhaul's quirk, which, after that, he's like, why? What did you do to me? He goes, oh, quite simple. I took your quirk. You are quirkless now. That is what I was supposed to give. He's like, what? Why? He goes, for someone who wanted to destroy quirks, you do not deserve that, a quirk itself. I hope you have a nice day. In which, basically, a portal appears when All Might basically bursts through, saying, "All for one!" Basically, he immediately gets hit by an air blast, which sends him into another, cell, which knocks out the person in there. Which he goes, "I don't have time for your games, All Might," and basically he just leaves. Which All Might's basically cursing out. So, what happens is very simple. I do say this. Because of Izuku's unique abilities, the whole entire thing with 9 would technically not, go exactly the same. 9 would basically be called back, and he would basically have his quirks taken away from him. Because Deku became a nomu, and he's basically able to handle more quirks than normal people, if you really think about it, he would essentially, because they were trying to make another All for One. So, I do believe, though, when, even though Shigaraki Tomura was supposed to be his successor, and he does have All for One, he would also agree that maybe Izuku is technically a better suited person for All for One than him, but in a sense, yeah. I mean, Izuku doesn't take it, but so he takes, 9's, what they were trying to do. His quirk basically allowed him to actually steal others and such, which kind of actually surprised it actually doesn't, fight Izuku. So all the quirks he has have been going to 1. And he literally, feels a little bit different. Of course, basically there's a hunger for quirks that All for One basically explains to him. So that way there's 2 successors now to All for One. Which All Might doesn't know, but the users feel it. So, I mean, I said this was going to be short, because this is all I could come up with from way back when I was thinking about this what if, and, after the whole entire everything, I would just want to make this, the final part, so, Alright, so basically, every base gets adopted by Izuku, and Izuku has decided to, how should I say, All for One, he decides to do something. Not basically rule the underground world, he decides to do more of the spreading the light, you could say. Yeah, he literally takes down not corruption, but he literally goes about doing a villain acts, and also exposing fakes now, along with basically some things about villains that is kind of shocking to the public. Along with basically Hero Society, he helped some people that were put in Tartarus by the Hero Commission that were basically put in there for everyone's safety, but really because they were being controlled by them and such. Yeah, he basically was doing a lot. So let's just say this: by the end of it, Izuku really, at the end basically everything, if we went by the anime, Izuku would expose a lot. And we have him just facing Bakugo, Katsuki, all Class 1A, along with All Might. And basically, and there's basically the League of Villains who's right behind him. He's like, "Oh, hey Bakugo." He's like, "Deku!" He goes, which Izuku just sighs, to "Yeah, what is it?" He was like, how could you do this to society? He's like, "What? Heroes are basically looking down upon, villains actually get a good name? Somewhat at least." And Hero Commissions is gone now, and new basically policies are being made. So you guys you're just mad because technically there's no fame or glory basically for the heroes, huh? He's like, what you said, quote unquote. He's like, what? He goes, remember, you said, I'll become the richest and the strongest hero out there. I'm being the number 1. Middle school. He's like, you. Which, that kind of doesn't really be surprising to anyone, but I'm actually kind of shocked he would say that. He just rolls his eyes, be like, yeah, so come on already. Let's see what you're made of. And besides, All Might, you really can't defeat someone with basically that weak time frame of yours. He's like, huh? He goes, yeah, you're basically, your embers were supposed to be gone, right? How do you even have it anymore? Which Izuku's kind of thinking, which All For One just says, probably because of someone with a quirk was going to die, and the only likely chance is his new successor has it. Which I'm like, a quirkless, right? Which All For One does not. He was like, cool. So, how are we gonna do this? We go in, we fight, which All For One would be like, you have a combination quirk, use it. Like, oh yeah, which I think like that caught everyone off guard. So the thing is, Izuku would have found someone that could actually combine certain quirks together into like one attack. So I mean, he did steal a lot of quirks if you really think about it. So basically, yeah, Izuku defeats Class 1A in the end. I'm not gonna go through it all because it's like, meh. And I mean, he doesn't kill them. None of the heroes die. It's just the fact is, hero society isn't really that much. Quirks are basically now seen as, still, there's heroes, but they have way more security, looks into them. So, in a sense, not many fakes are out there. More heroes are out there, basically helping out people. And, I mean, Izuku kind of became sort of the very first villain to actually be a hero in a way. And all because he basically was turned into a nomu who was actually given a chance to do what he needed to do. I mean, what he wanted to do. Basically, technically he does find someone. You guys can think of it, but he does have Eri, as a kid, adopted her, taking care of her. So yeah. Izuku and Toga got together. Why not? And yeah, they basically take care of Eri, so. And Zuko does his own stuff. He does a villain work and hero work in the end. To be honest, this series was like really short, so I'm sorry to anyone who didn't want it to be short. But it's like, I wasn't going to go through the whole entire series, of My Hero Academia with this one. I just wanted to make it a short one. So yeah, here you have it, everyone. Short series, final part, ended after 2 years. I think I may upload this. So yeah, bye everyone. Have a nice day, night, wherever you are. Bye.